Hello and welcome back to Pyre. It's been a day or two, but I seem to recall Gilman chivalrous? Okay, sure. Equipping... oh, right. I should... yeah, might as well. Have that talisman. Let's see, I also need Headwind, and it looks like Rookie based on the Enlightenment there. Reluctant? He waits my decision. They're all like Jesus. Wow. All right, I'm picking her. Thought you'd never ask. I literally had no choice. The little bird is going to have the rights for us. Then I shall not. Yeah, I wasn't going to use you anyways. Unwilling. I mean, I literally had to pick her, but whatever. You can count on me, my friend. And... Rookie. Oh, yeah, you got it, sister. Yeah, Rookie. Do try and pay attention. Come then, sister. Perhaps we are finished... when we are finished here, you'll spare a moment of your time. Shan't be tricked by you again, Pamitha. Sounds like a really bass-backwards name for a secretary in her 40s who smokes too much. Pamitha, get in here. How poetic that we meet here in Downside. I can think of nowhere else I would rather see you rot for what you did to our people and to me. Aren't you here too? I'm almost positive you are here. Metha seems to sense your presence, then catches your attention. But the reader, darling, if I'm to be at your mercy in all this, I'd like very much if you could minimize how often I wallow in the state of banishment. I mean, no promises? Quickly, let me show you what we Highwind Remnants can do. Sisters of the Highwind Remnants.
Reader, you put yourself amidst a feud between two sisters?
I had to.
That seems entirely unwise.
Yeah, I agree.
Even for you.
Thanks.
Tread lightly around that exiled Pamitha. Her kind's all but forgotten Saint Triesta's grace.
Dash knocks others away. Huh. She can only dash twice, though. Jesus. While tackling, she cannot be banished. That's good, I guess. See, darling, we harps? Couldn't it just be harpies? Whatever. We're not so bad. Now I suppose we better get to work. Don't go underestimating Tamitha over there. I trust you'll do the best you can. To the skies, Talon formation. Means I bet they're gonna suck. Ah, shit. Sorry about that. Rookie, take over. Whee!
In honor of the scribes.
Love that, Rookie. Hadn't was it? Tell me something. You know how to fly? Well, I mean, he boned one of you. I wish I did right about now. And listen up, my blood sister will sloop right past you for careless, but we harps simply cannot get much altitude down here. So if she goes for any unfair tricks, just jump for it to catch her in the act. She's always hated when I use that for her. Don't get what that means. W to block flying adversaries. How's that gonna work?
Absolution!
Just had to thread the needle on that one. Yeah, so far W will block. Whee! Bitch!
Resplendent!
Rookie! I got rookied. Which sounds like an illegal drug, to be fair.
Well, now
Well,
that was exciting.
I think I'll just hang out here for a bit. Oh good, you're back.
Headwind is back.
Ah, that's not good. And the ball goes... Well, this is an awkward spot I find myself in.
Wherever did the night
This continues...
go?
Can you shut up? You damn jerk. Alright, this is getting annoying. Talon formation just seems like it sucks.
Contempt. There it is.
Yeah, there it is indeed. Oh.
A banishment.
That was unfortunate. Damn it, Rookie. Wasn't Shift supposed to tackle? I swear Shift tackled. Oh, they can just fly it in? That's... I don't know how I feel about that.
Her wings have served her true.
That's ridiculously easy. Damn you, Pamitha. Damitha. You are no true Thien? Feared clan of the Highwind Remnants, Pamitha and Tamina are its surviving members. Maybe you want to drop that mantle given there's two of you. I think you have the gall to call me sister still, after everything you've wrought upon us. Hate to break it to you, Tamitha, but I don't think my actions, however much they hurt you, had any effect on our familial status. Look, I know I wronged you, that's why I'm here. You don't know my side of the story. Beside the story, if I want to hear more lies and deceptions, I ought to have asked the Commonwealth to stay my sentence for a while. Well, if you've come all this way to face me, Pamitha, then come and do it. You and me. I mean, she's kind of out of the game right now. I think you see Pamitha sacred. Everyone stay back. You're not in the... Okay, now she is. Prevail over Tamitha. Yeah, sure, why not?
What do you think they're doing? The rights are not the place to settle petty scores.
Well...
And it is done. The you-know-who prevails. Their adversaries confidently thwarted.
Oh, the you-know-who prevail.
The right is ended.
Would you shut up? I did like that, though. This is not the place for petty squabbles, and it is decided. You Commonwealth filth, only through that traitor's help could you have beaten us. I mean, Rookie did pretty good, too. You postponed the coming of our liberty, but we are ever patient, and our sisters on the other side shall have their day with or without my aid. Tamitha, wait, please. Found good company there, Pamitha. May you wither here with them. I hope sincerely we shan't ever meet again. Pamitha stands motionless as her blood sisters depart. Hey, she's gone. The rest of us are headed back. What about you? We get it. You want a boner. You have a thing for harpy chicks. Sure, I don't see why not. This guy.
Bless us with their ways.
Did he actually? Oh, he leveled up. I used to think the scribes were just stuff of stories, but all this is really their doing, isn't it? Alright, what do we got? When bearing the orb, Headwind and his allies move with and past the orb more quickly. That sounds pretty good. Have the abilities, Headwind and his allies may instantly turn when banished by moving to where they fell. I'd rather have that. It's all the same to you.
Inspiration for next time.
Gonna level up? Nope. Great job there. Great job there. Sweet. I gained money during that banishing then.
Until the next right.
Until then. Alright, press W to block airborne adversaries as they attempt to jump, flutter, or fly towards my pyre. Okay, so if they're over me, just jump and swat at their feet. Assumedly. After bailing over the essence rather soundly, it was kind of close there, you and your others return to the wagon to consider your next move and how best to integrate Pamitha into the group. Keep her away from Jody. Don't worry, I won't be staying any longer than it takes. I like my fresh air so I can sleep up on the roof. I trust the rights will cause my path of Tamitha's to cross again before long. Welcome to stay with us now, Pamitha. Yeah, of course she is. Trust is what got us here, isn't that right, Rookie? Rookie does not seem to hear the question. He is rather quiet since the first encounter with the new guest. Pamitha shoots him one of her smiles. He stammers something about having to check the wagon wheels again. Runs off during the discussion. The minstrel pulls you aside. Reader, a moment of your time outside. There's somewhere I may ask we go here in Black Basin. By your leave, of course, and provided the stars allow it, would you look upon them for us, please? Yeah, sure. Appears to be right there. The pink tree of red snakes. Due west. The glade of Lu, directly due west. And it is as my client indicated. This client of yours, our informant, Sandalwood. It sounds like the scent of a wonderful candle. He entrusted us with the wagon, this quest. Why? What does he want from us? You may ask him yourself. He awaits for us somewhere in the waking wood due west. That's where we're headed, I'm betting. How do we find him? He shall find us. Well, easy enough then. Seems you are soon to finally meet Sandalwood. At dawn, you shall have to cross a single narrow path leading west, where he supposedly awaits. Alright. Let's have talks. What are you? It's Pamitha's moonshine. Kept close at hand on the off chance a good occasion or a very bad one. And you? Book of Rights. Oh, didn't I read the... I guess I missed the page. What's that? Keepsake from Worm Gulf. Nifty. Alright. Let's read the page, then we'll check everyone and talk to Pamitha there. It's the newest page, or... I suppose this is the newest page. My emperor lay there, bleeding and alone, standing in a bitter land beyond the river. With fleeting consciousness, he understood the folly of his quest, and the folly of his rule over this country. Thus did he await his last embrace. It was the imp Haub that nursed him back to health and warned him often of the dangers he would have to face. Many enemies of the Myr would come and search for him, some under employment of the rope collar, some longing openly for cold, uncomplicated vengeance. I was one of them. I plunged into the river willingly. We had to be sure he was dead. Well then. Heavy stuff. It's her throw rug. She's cleaning her armor. She's waiting for something to happen. Nope. Later, Sandra. Love you, babe. Keepsake from Big Bertrude's. Keepsakes. Keeping a lookout. Eating with Tizo, which would mean Tizo's eating with Ruki. Tidying up. And fixing his helm. And staring at the book. You mean this book? Anyways. What up, Harpy? You approach Pamitha, who's kept to herself since she joined your small band. You sense she is unaware of you as she preens her flight of feathers, then she speaks up and you can do the same. Come to check up on me, reader darling? In those first moments when we met, the lack of confidence with which you related to that nice headwind boy. It's understandable you'd not see past these wings. I knew nothing about you. It had nothing to do with the wings. I don't know who you are. One of your kind's ancient enemies just happens to insert herself into the group and you just go with it? Well, I confess I don't want to bone you like Headwind, but, you know. However, I assure you that my motives here are plain. You'll see I've business with my blood sister Tamitha, nothing more. You briefly met. I think she's quite a catch. As to this little quibble between us, well, it's a long story all in all. One that, frankly, is no business but hers and mine. Cool. Message received. Later. Surely we'll run into her again. Maybe not soon, but in time. We have the rest of our long lives to wait. Anyways, happy to aid you on your quest until such time, especially to the extent that it aids me in mine. Simple exchange. Until then, stay vigilant, darling. You need to concern yourself with making small talk with someone like me. Besides, we Arps have a saying, liars abound. It's not really a saying. She swoops away before you can respond. Still nearby. Well, whatever. Later. I like that she just carries moonshine with her. Looks like we're going to the Sulphur Main. That sounds pleasant. Are you charmed by the Sulphur Main? Wagon says snag, descending the black crags. Its wheel stuck. Jodariel is not pleased. First that blasted bird, and now this. You lacked Jodiel's raw strength, you joined the attempts to dislodge the wagon. With the last roar and a heave, she forced the wagon back onto solid ground. May Sandalwood be worth the hassle. Thank you, Jody. I'm guessing Sandalwood doesn't like to be kept waiting. He's very patient, on the contrary. Not I. Let us move on. Soon the wagon is prepared, and presses onwards down the jagged slopes towards Waking Wood. Your companions who explore ahead advise on which forked path is best. Kinda said I'd go with Jodariel next. Glass Peak doesn't sound great. Flameberg or Flomberg doesn't sound particularly great either. There's a lot of areas down there. Waking Wood's right ahead. She can produce a talisman here, riddled with black crags. Jodariel doesn't have an opinion, though she probably disagrees with her out of, you know, whatever. Claims he can dig up something valuable here. Flomberg. I like Gilman. Gilman's rad. So Gilman is relieved at her decision to take the flatter of the two paths down the Black Crags, though nonetheless seems rather shaken up by the steep trip down. This knight dislikes these heights. For shame, Master Reader, you must take this knight for a common craving coward. Buries his head in the soil. When at last you coax him back up, you see he has an item of sorts. Ha, this knight did have you fooled there, did he not? He explains how finding an item was his plan all along. I believe him. Be sold at the slug market. Hell yeah, his fear of height remains. Okay, don't know quite how that worked. Went behind the black smoking tree, came up around the greenish fin there. Having passed beyond the black crags, your wagon arrives at the edge of Waking Wood. It is here that Sandalwood is to be expecting you, however. Most puzzling, he ought to have met us here. You said he would find us himself. Aye, he was to find us at the edge of these woods. We supposed to keep waiting for him? He would desire for the stars to be your guide as always, the right spec in it, and the rights take precedence above all else. Surely he shall find us yet. Then let's keep moving. How do we get through these woods? Lone Minstrel notes 2 possible paths forward from this point, though cautions that the woods are difficult to navigate, and Sandalwood would have known the most expedient path. So we can either go Greymoor, says Sandalwood once resided here, grandest trees, or Needlefield. Lone Minstrel says Sandalwood studied the rights here. Small clearing east of Glade of Lou. Glade of Lou's where we're headed. I'm going Greymoor. Why not? I like me some trees. Sandalwood has led a long life compared with any of you at least. In his latest years of exile, he has become rather reclusive for a variety of reasons he shall no doubt explain. He found some solace here in these woods, though I fear I cannot locate his residence without him. Unfortunately, you find no trace of Sandalwood, and without him there to guide you, you remain quite lost. Oh, good. Woods seem to have encroached. There's no path forward, while neither of the paths leading backwards appear to match the route you took at this point. Well, we were at the Burnt Grove. Shay seems drawn to this location. Imptizo wishes to go forward to this location. I'm gonna go with Shay, because I both like her, and she is, you know, clearly in touch with these spirits. Woods are so disorienting at this point you decide to break camp and survey the surrounding for any clues. Perhaps later it should be time to pursue your vocations. Yeah, alright. Wait. Beyond Crystal... Oh! Obviously I'm going to ask what's on your mind. Let me ask you something, lovely reader. Have you any idea for how long I've been imprisoned here? Duration of exile. 10 years? I guess could have been in current state of exile for all 10 years. Smirks and laughs at this. Merely the first 10 were the most difficult, so they began to blur together. I've been in prison for 837 years. You don't look a day over 500, sweetheart. According to my account, at least. It's possible I've lost track, although, given my state, I can assure you I've had ample time to verify my arithmetic. She goes silent. Let me give you some advice. Don't get exiled into this ball. If you decide to kill the Emperor... That's a big if, you know. Make sure you achieve what you set out to do. Is that what got you in this situation? I expected my own death regardless of the outcome of my task. I was not expecting this. Certainly not to be telling you about it 837 years later, or however long it has been. Although enough of that for now, let's get back to business. Well, it seems like someone's eligible. Not a problem, indicate who my student is to be this time. Approved. Well, let's summon Jodariel. I send her to administer one of her special trials to Jodariel. That surly demon, is it? She can stand to lighten up, though I agree. Though I fear this is not a secret I can teach. Let us bring her forth regardless. Soon Jodiar appears in heed of the latest summons. What is the meaning of this, reader? Mean to toughen you up, girl. Demons such as Jodiar are slow to move in the rights, but have huge auras and inflict heavy pyre damage if they can close the distance. I know. Jodiar is one of my star players. What is the meaning of this? Reader, where are the others? The apparition Sandra appears and loosens her mask. Welcome to my humble home, demon. You're good at taking orders, no? State your purpose, quickly, Wraith. My purpose is to put you to the test. You may be fearsome to behold, but you are old and slow. Your weakness perhaps outweighs your strengths. I really don't. She's awesome. Though I sorely wish to see you and your lovely reader prove me wrong. Old, she says. Well then, listen, reader. Let us show her whether she is right. Can I... Okay. That'll be next time. Thank you so much for watching Tokenlad. Talk to you later, shrewd negotiators. See you around Asklands. Everyone be sure, since I haven't mentioned it in a while, to be checking out my Patreon if you feel like donating to me. Every bit you can give helps.